Now, listen, you guys, it seems like Nicki Minaj's haters just have a level of shamelessness that I honestly aspire to. Charlemagne. At this point, I don't know if there's any coming back from what he's doing, and we're also going to be talking about Candace Owens and what she had to say about Nicki Minaj and her claims, as well as Lil Wayne being out there embarrassing his proteges by begging. We're also going to be discussing about academics defending Nicki Minaj, and a notorious blogger from South Africa is kind of letting us know the alleged boyfriend of Trevor Noah. We're also going to be discussing about Megan Thee Stallion and Milagro and why she is being ordered to pay. Hello, tea lovers, and welcome to the tea plug. I trust you guys are doing well, and I trust you are doing great. Personally, I am doing great. You guys, I am doing extremely amazing. And without further ado, let us dive straight into today's tea. So, first of all, let us talk about Lil Wayne. Sometimes I do feel like he forgets who he is. So, after everything that went down with the Grammys and how people have kind of been complaining of how unfair the Academy treats people that it feels like do not have the connections, Lil Wayne over and over again continues to embarrass himself by seemingly begging for the approval of people that do not rate him. Where's your pride? Somebody needs to remind him out there who he is. So after the airing of the Grammys, this is what he had to say. He said, "Congratulations to the nominees and the winners. I wasn't included, as usual. I've got to work harder, as usual. One time for my slime bill belly." And Wayne, this cannot be the Wayne that I knew growing up. What's going on, really? And at this point, I do not know whom to blame. Is this something that we put on Birdman? Is this something that's what's going on with this man? Because honestly, I cannot understand how you are consistently begging for the approval of people who are actively trying to end two of your proteges. And it's now in the open for everybody to see. If outsiders can see this from the industry, why can you not see this? If outsiders are being embarrassed on your behalf, why can you not have some dignity for yourself? Maybe in his mind he feels like he's coming off as mature, he's coming off as not bitter. Maybe he doesn't want to be labeled as bitter, how they label Nicki Minaj, how they label Drake. Maybe he's avoiding to be labeled as such, but I mean, you could have just kept quiet about the entire thing, like, completely. Some people are also coming through with the theory that maybe this is him just trying to, beg Jay Z, because you guys know it happened again about the Super Bowl and last year, and he came out there. Nicki was swinging for him, people were swinging for him, and he came there trying to act nonchalant and. Oh, Wheezy, Wheezy baby, what's going on? Is it the taxes that the men paid for you? It has to be something. What was the agreement when this man covered your behind? Because at this point, this is not making sense. And the fact that he knows very well that the reason why these people are coming for Nicki and Drake the way they're coming for them is because they refused to sign, to them. They wanted to snatch these guys from you, and these guys stayed with you, were loyal with you, and you're still seeking for this man's approval. Do they have any dirt on him? I did see someone trying to insinuate that the woman, the YT woman that he's currently with, people were like, okay, does this seem to you like a proper relationship? People thought like, well, is there something happening behind the scenes, some manipulation? Is this an industry handler? Is this another version of the Chris's and stuff of the world? What's going on with him? And for me, I just feel like people have to understand that the more you beg people for approval, the more they don't rate you at all. And I'm going to need all of you guys to learn this wherever you go, be it in the family you're marrying, be it, in the corporate world, wherever you're working. Don't be out there going out of your way trying to prove your worth to people that have made up their mind that they don't rate you. Because the more you're out there trying to prove yourself, the more they're just going to be looking at you like a fool. And if people are not going to rate you or to give you basic human respect, at least be able to walk away with your dignity. Do not leave your dignity in the quest of trying to get people's approval. This never works. You guys should learn that. Humility only works when the people you're dealing with have some level of shame and wound. So I don't know what this man is doing, okay? If they're not going to give you the awards, why waste your dignity? Why lose your dignity also on top of not getting the recognition that you deserve? Honestly speaking, this man is slowly beginning to annoy me. And I guess this explains why he never really spoke up for Nicki Minaj despite all that she was going through. I don't know if he now answers to the title swindler. I don't know what exactly his problem is. But at this point, honestly, somebody needs to drag one of his dreadlocks and knock his dignity back into his head and his senses back, because this is beginning to annoy me. Okay, it's annoying me. You're a very talented person, and you don't deserve to be treated like this, and you shouldn't be begging for respect either. If anything, if you want to address it, if you still want to get the respect or the recognition, if you still care about their approval, it's better to demand it than to beg for it. But anyway, let us move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. It is actually being reported that in the Megan versus Milagro case, the judge has ordered Megan's attorneys to pay outstanding court reporter invoices for trial transcripts they previously ordered. The unpaid bills total approximately $15,500, including a $14,662 invoice from December 2 and an $837 invoice from December 16. The court noted that while the transcripts were prepared and delivered and has now ordered payment by February 5, 2026. Okay, so it seems like after all has been said and done, Megan still needs to make some payments, and at this point, this is why I feel like she should just let it go, because when you look at it, the amount of money that she was awarded against Milagro, and all the money that she's had to fork out. I mean, her friend, the googly-eyed Megan, even came out here and was kind of acknowledging that they were disappointed by Queen Emmanuel because basically they milked them dry, only to not actually properly win the case, only to sort of not work with her at the end of the trial. So I mean, at this point, I just feel like this is a point where she should just let this whole thing go. Not knowing when to accept defeat is a very bad business trait, okay? At this point, I mean, this is the part where I feel like she should just let this whole Milagro thing go, because by each day it's more drama and more drama. And at this point, I do not know if they're leaving this case open to constantly use it as a distraction or something, because there has to be something, right? Speaking of distraction, did you see her trying to post a little video of herself cooking and stuff like that? When the files came out, the same day the files came out and people were discussing about the title swindler. Did you see that little, distraction stunt she tried to put out there? And people were not having it. I remember when I saw the Shade Room reposting it in the comment section, people were not having it. People were like, this is not the time for distractions. This is not going to work at this point. And even another Beyonce album is not going to cut it. When I saw the comment section in the Shade Room, I was like, ooh, this is beautiful. Like, what did they think this was? They thought people were playing. No, not in 2026. Not anymore. People are waking up. The camel was literally, in trouble, and I guess the horse came out to distract the people. The horse came out kicking to distract the people from the camel. But the gag is, the camel will always be way taller than the horse. So no matter how many kicks the horse was giving out there, we could still see that there's a camel behind you and its head is bobbling right above you, right hovering about you. So we cannot be distracted by a horse. At this point, they need a bigger animal to distract us. This will not work. But let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think about that. Moving on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Musa Kaula. Talking about Musa Kaula on this channel was definitely not on my 2026 bingo card, because what do you mean? And a little bit of introduction for those of you who do not know who this guy is. This guy is a South African blogger who is very problematic, well known for getting sued by a lot of celebrities in South Africa for basically outing them and exposing their secrets. Sometimes people do say that he does sometimes lie. Do I agree with the way that he does dish out some of the tea? Absolutely not. It can get brutal with him. But people who love gossip and who don't mind how messy it's being delivered love him. Personally, not my cup of tea, but I've also grown to notice that a lot of times, yeah, in as much as the delivery might not be the one that you would say, okay, there's still humanity there, oftentimes some of the things that he actually, let me not say some, most of the things that he actually puts out there do turn out to be true. I'm not saying this is the case this time, but after the back and forth between Nicki Minaj and Trevor Noah, Musa said, wait, I'm gonna give you the tea that you need. And this man posted a video of Trevor Noah. You guys remember the tweet where Nicki Minaj was saying that Trevor Noah tries to hide his boyfriend, but everyone in the industry knows who he is. So Musa was like, I am going to spill the tea for you. And he posted that video. And in this video, it is basically Trevor walking around with a man. And according to Musa, well, he is alleging that, well, this is the boyfriend that Trevor Noah is trying to hide. And honestly, I'm just shocked at what a beef with Nicki Minaj is able to do, because Musa coming for Trevor like this, unprovoked, is something that I was just like, what's going on? It's not all the time that you see Musa, speaking on Trevor like this, but I guess it is the Nicki Minaj impact, okay? But yeah, in that video, it was just two men walking. To be honest, nothing in the video says that's the boyfriend, but the guy was looking pretty good. He was wearing some very pretty, bunny shorts. I'm joking, you guys. They were not bunny shorts. They were just some shorts. I'm just being silly. But yeah, I just saw that and I thought that was interesting. But let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Now, you know, a situation is bad when even academics is out there seemingly defending or co-signing what Nicki Minaj is out there saying. Because for those of you who may not know, he is one of Nicki Minaj's arch enemies. These guys do not see eye to eye, and it's not a secret. And some of you are gonna come and say, "But academics doesn't hate Nicki Minaj." Well, he says it himself that he does not like the woman. He says that himself. But when even your enemies are coming through to your defense, that's when you know that, man, something is definitely wrong. Something is definitely wrong. So he covered, the Nicki Minaj tweets and was basically also calling out the media, the Charlamagnes, the Joe Buddens, and all those people that like to speak up so much when it comes to Nicki Minaj and what they allege her husband did and all of these things. So he was calling them out and saying that let's see how you're going to cover the Jay-Z story. But as predicted, the Breakfast Club, like I said, shameless. Whatever that check is, it must be very big. Or whatever the secrets are that the title swindler is holding above their head. Ah, massive. Massive, because there is no way a grown man can be out there embarrassing himself and looking stupid to everyone like this for no reason. Absolutely not. I refuse to believe that. There has to be a story behind, because tell me why Charlamagne gave Donkey of the Day to every person who covered the Jay-Z and the Jay-Z being in the foul story. Like, using that logic, you and Lauren LaRosa would be scooping Donkey of the Day every day for how you cover some celebrities that you don't like. So the deep research and the morals only apply when you guys are talking about people that you like. But when you're talking about people that you don't like, it's let's go with the headlines, let's go with the narratives. And for me, it's the people that act like they don't see what's happening. For me, it's those people that I'm like, okay, for them, maybe they're getting something, they're benefiting something. But what's the reason for you to get behind such bias when you have nothing to benefit? I know. Some of you already have responses for me in the comment section talking about, but you're biased also against towards Nicki Minaj. You love her, blah blah blah. No, I'm not. I only speak the truth. And if the truth is now sounding like bias to you, if facts are now sounding like bias to you, then I'm afraid you are beyond saving. They have eaten up your brains. Because speaking something positive about Nicki Minaj is now equated to being biased. That's how much your brains have been corrupted. That now feelings are clouding facts. And whenever you see yourself in a state where the truth doesn't matter anymore, it's about your feelings and how you want to portray someone. Unfortunately, there's nothing anyone can do to rescue you. You have been cooked by the tidal swindler spirit cook. Yeah, what did you think they were cooking? What's that woman's name? You guys remember the video that I'm talking about? That was cooking. The tidal swindler. You thought they were cooking his spirit. No, they were cooking your spirits and your brains. Fried. Yeah. Anyway, let me know in the comment section, you guys, what you think. Did you see the clips and the snippets from the Breakfast Club? And like me, are you embarrassed on their behalf? Are you ashamed of how shameless they are? Anyway, let's move on to the next thing that we're going to be talking about. Let us talk about Candace Owens. It seems like she had a couple of things to say about what Nicki Minaj was saying. And, she was basically covering the story, and she seems to agree with a lot of things that Onika was saying. Basically saying that, well, the industry is very corrupted. And she also made some interesting, I don't know if I can call them allegations or if I can call it a conspiracy theory. Because, whenever we human beings are exposed to information that we cannot comprehend or that is deeper than our knowledge, we always rush to say that is a conspiracy theory, which is exactly what we did when back then people used to talk about the things that are now being explained in these files. People used to say that, oh, there's no such thing, there's no such thing. But Candace Owens' logic is also that, well, a certain rapper, the title swindler, has got ties to the FBI, and that's the reason why even, there's a scandal, he leaves unhurt. And she alleges that all his friends that surround him go down for one reason or the other. Meanwhile, he remains untouched. So Candace was of the opinion, or rather, she was echoing the sentiments that, well, there must be some snitching happening in return of immunity. So now my question is, if Candace's logic or if Candace's theory is true, does it mean that even if more information comes out about the title swindler in the files, nothing is going to happen to him since they are alleged connections to authorities? Do you really think, but seeing how everything is moving, you guys, do you think that this expose is going to cause anything? Do you think that there's going to be further investigation, or people are going to be brought to book for these revelations in these files? Or do you think that it is so much of a least filled with a lot of elites that they will fight with every bone in their body for this to not be pursued further. Because I also saw that, well, actually, there has been a collective effort from the lawyers that represent some of the victims saying that, listen, we do not want these files out there. Do you think that, well, they're going to be able to pursue this further? Or is it something that's just going to be let go and people are just going to talk about it and again, people will move on and forget? But seeing the contents of those files, honestly, I'm just thinking like, what is this world becoming? And I don't know if I can see the entertainment industry the same way. And the sad part is, it's not just the entertainment industry, man. It is also even, tech. It's the billionaire tech, the tech billionaires. I mean, it's a lot of powerful people, hey. And it's really sad what the world is becoming. And I'm beginning to think that maybe we're getting to the end. Okay, we're getting to the end because what is this? What's this really? But anyway, you guys, thank you very much for watching and thank you very much for making it this far. If you have not already, what are you waiting for? Please smash that subscribe button and do turn on the notification bell so that you will be notified each and every time that I post. I post it every single day and I keep you updated on what is happening in the celebrity world on Instagram, on Twitter, and about all things trending. Until my next one, see you.